remember one time during high school, I went to a deaf school in Boston, and one day my teacher was sick and the school didn't have any subs, so we didn't know what to do. And my class was pretty small, it was just a few students. And so we just decided to all join the other classes. So I was sitting in English class. It was 11th grade. And my parents weren't deaf. So all my friends and I were having a great time. It was a really rich cultural experience, and I wanted to be friends. And, you know, during that culture, like in that culture, kids just so the principal showed up and they were hearing, but they said that signing was okay. And we said, okay, fine. And then he was talking to me directly. And I wasn't in that class. And he asked me to come up in front of the class, and I said, oh, okay, and everybody was looking at me. And it was totally quiet. And I could just feel their eyes on me. A students. And the teacher told me to come up to the front of the class, but I didn't want to. And so finally I stood up and I got in front of the blackboard. And the teacher gave me a sentence in English, and I don't remember what the sentence was, and told me to write it on the board. And I love reading, so I went ahead and wrote it up there. It was simple, no problem. And I felt pretty good about my work. I was feeling good. And the teacher said, great job. And thank you very much, you can take your seat. So I went and sat down. And then the class was done, and everybody kept looking at me. And ever since that time, I was looked at as the teacher's pet. And I just felt like I had been torn apart from my friends, and all of a sudden we were divided, and I don't know whose fault that was. A lot of different variety and skills. Communicate freely. helping write English. And that's a real story about unity. And who is it that's doing the tearing apart of deaf kids?